Call the roll, please.
Berglund,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Wally, yes, Schott,
Yes.
Klein, yes.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda? So moved. Discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein, yes, Berglund,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Wally, yes.
Thank you. Consent agenda. Tonight for the consent agenda, we have the following items. Minutes for the October 3rd, 2022 regular city council meeting. Payments for contract services. Davy Resources Group tree inventory, $24,750. Main purchases and financials, the amount of $847,882.93. We have no licenses or permits tonight. Need a motion to approve those agenda items that we just went over. Make a motion to approve those tonight. I'll second. Any discussion on those items? If not, call the roll, please.
Mahler,
Yes.
Berglund,
Yes.
Wally, yes, Schott, Klein, yes.
Thank you. We have no city administrator report tonight. Mayor council comments. I have just a reminder, October 28th is Beggars Night and the activities at the hospital in downtown. All the kids get out and take part in those activities. And also just a reminder to all of us that, especially when it's later in the evening, we need to, as we are out and about, watch out for people crossing the streets, all that good stuff. That's all I have. Council?
Last week was our annual car run to Ferry. We had 81 people at the time I counted. There was 2 other car shows at the same time, well, with Redfield. So I think we did quite well. I had a goodwill offering. There's no charge for this car show, which is unusual. Most car shows are 20 to 50 bucks. Everybody got a glass, and the goodwill offering would raise $377, which all went to the Prairie Fire Department.
Great.
So we thought that would be a good place to donate that this year. So, as usual, it was all fun.
It was a nice day for it. It was a nice day. It was a nice start. I always pick out my favorite, which one I take home, but I pick one. Any other council comments? If not, I have a proclamation to also go over. Official proclamation related to lights on after school, October 20th, 2022. Whereas the citizens of Ferry Community Schools stand firmly committed to quality after-school programs because they provide safe, challenging, engaging, and fun training experiences to help children to develop their social, emotional, physical, cultural, and academic skills, support working families by ensuring that children are safe and productive after the regular school day ends. Build stronger communities by involving our students, parents, business leaders, and adult volunteers in the lives of our young people, thereby promoting positive relationships among children, youth, families, and adults. Engage families, schools, in diverse community partners in advancing the welfare of our children. And whereas PACES has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education and well-being of our youth, grounded in the principles that quality after-school programs are a critical link to helping our children become successful adults. And whereas Lights On After School, the 23rd annual national celebration of after-school programs on October 20th, 2022, promotes the critical importance of quality after-school programs in the lives of our children, their families, and their communities. And whereas more than 28 million children in the U.S. have parents who work outside the home, and 15.1 million children have no place to go after school. And whereas many after-school programs across the country are losing funding shortfalls so severely that they are being forced to close their doors and turn off their lights. Therefore, be it resolved that PACES calls on the citizens of Ferry Community Schools to ensure that every child has access to a safe, engaging place where the lights are on after school on the day of October 20th, 2022, and be it further resolved, the city enthusiastically endorses Lights On After School and commits our community to engage in innovative after-school programs and activities that ensure that children are safe and productive when the school day ends. Signed, John Amber from here. I couldn't agree more with everything that is covered in this proclamation. I think Perry, as I said, each year that I've been here, when we do this, Perry is so fortunate to have Paces as part of our community and be a safe place for our children to go and be involved in productive activities. And Mary Ellen is here tonight.
Yes, I am. I just came from Paces. Thank you so much, City Council, and thank you, Mayor Endor. I do want to invite you, I'll pass around to our program. We have a great celebration, and also anyone here as well, our pastor friends. It's our big fundraiser event, and the students will be walking laps at the track, a little chilly, on Wednesday 3 to 5. And any amount is not too small. All of it goes back to our families and parents. We are maxed at 140 students, which is our license. I had to attend the first grade to finish all, which I did this summer. We're serving a lot of families of need. I know we've seen a lot of that here in the Perry community, and so I think it's really important. Just had a mom walk in today with this military protector. So we're seeing a lot of people move in, and so we're really glad to be providing number one, that academic equipment for safety for our students, enrichment opportunities, as well as compensation for our students. I really appreciate John's getting every year to our program. There is proclamation by our mayor, superintendent. We'll be honoring partners. One of our great partners, National Library. She's done our children's library program. She'll be retiring, and we really appreciate his work. Also, United Way Central Island and great partners. And they had a connection, great connection with Casey Corporate. And Casey Corporate got a hold of United Way, got a hold of me, and just gave out to our teachers, certified teaching staff, as well as our parent educators school to support them. Also, our Tyson Corporate has been great. So they have also worked with that grant over 25K that I've written. And we also are just shows awards that we work with here at culture contest, message contest. And then if you know anything about, we have speakers that we're using that way to be. So please come and thank you.
So it's a great program.
Thank you.
And to see the involvement and what they've done over there. Thank you, Mary. How many years has Paces been going?
23 years. We started in August of 2009. Started the program with nothing, and literally a laundry basket of employees. And so we just created that and keep changing. I've got great staff, great people that are working. And the national celebration service just all 23 years. We also did the Health State Block, the executive director. So we have a club with that. So we just
okay, Mary, how long?
23 years. I know you know I'm way past retirement.
You do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's so enthusiastic.
Well, it's been an honor for me to come back. So proud of her. I love the diversity. And right now I have probably 12 to 15 families minimum that I raise those kids and I'm raising their kids.
As Mary knows, my daughter still speaks fondly about Paces. Open forum. Next, we move on to open forum. Speakers will be asked, as always, to step up to the microphone and state their name and address address for the record and have 3 minutes to address council. Again, if anybody has anything to say about any agenda or anything else, your opportunity, open the forum. But if not, we'll move on to public hearing. Public hearing. Tonight we have a public hearing on a community development block grant from the Iowa Development Authority for upper story housing. The purpose of this hearing is to receive public comments concerning the city of Perry applying for a community development block grant from the Iowa Development Authority to provide funds for upper story housing units in the city's downtown area. The council will now receive public comments on the matter during this time. This public hearing is open at 6:11. Anybody for public hearing? Comments?
Good evening. I'm President Group 12. Worked with the Ledgers Committee for the past 3 months or so on developing the application for them for an upper story housing grant. This would be for the building at 1306 2nd Street, right uptown here. And the proposed project would include the renovations of 3 one-bedroom apartments on the upper story of that building. The apartments would serve families that are at or below 80% of the area median income. On that top. This would be in the form of a 5-year non-forgivable loan from Iowa. Value. The project total at this point is $659,217. We will be requesting $530,467 from the Iowa Economic Development Authority to help fund them. Other major partners are the city of Perry with your upper story housing program. And I must take a little minute here. I tour 6 counties, about 6 counties in Dallas County. And I love that program that you have established for your downtown. It's what they need to get some of these spaces, create new housing that is so terribly needed in our environment. But they cost a lot of money. They start at about $250 a square foot, and they can go up to $600 a square foot. Now, because of the work that has been done over the past few years on that building, their costs were able to stay a little bit lower. They've got the new roof, they've got some new floors, they've done a whole boatload of work to pretty fine dollar values already there. The other thing that's very interesting is, with your housing needs assessment, when I was here in 2020 to do your owner occupied, 3 of the things that you wanted were continued restoration and occupancy of buildings located in the downtown district, development of new areas for housing, and funding for removal of light structures. Well, I saw what it was before this was built. I've seen what it is today. I've seen the drawings, and so I wanted to say kudos to the city of Perry because you kept to your plan and you marked 3 big things up by the creation of that program and supporting entities such as this to move on. So you're doing a great job by counting that. As I said, this will be 3 one-bedroom apartments. It is needed. Your vacancy right now, according to the Iowa Gas Board, is 2.1. That means for every 100 apartments, only 2 are vacant. Probably a couple of those are owner occupied, probably a couple of those are for sale, and probably a couple of them shouldn't have people living in. So basically, you really have almost 0 vacancy. Statewide, it's 5.5, so you're well below that. So I feel that this is really hitting a need for your community and opening up some diversity there. Do you have any questions about the project or funding or what you want to talk? Yeah.
No, Patrick Chance, the Mike. Patrick Tibbet, ledger for kind of the last decade or so. We have the rest of our group here, and certainly this in a minute, but I just want to bring the council, remind the council kind of this project and why we're here, right? And then also what the ledgers really are. So I guess at our base, we're the developers of last resort. So we take the literal crappiest building. And we see that in our mind's eye, we can see what they could be, It's inconceivable almost the amount of money that it takes to pay to restore or revitalize these buildings and to give them new life. For another hopefully 100 or 200 years, whatever it is. This project here, as you see, we already have $250,000 into this building. You can kind of see it, right? You can see some windows, see a new roof, Carl mentioned. What we do have is an incredible amount of reports that the council, I think, has been made aware of or have seen, either with our upper story grant or this. And the interesting part about this in the history is this is Ellis Dry Cleaners back in the day. What we learned with building restoration is you never want to own a property that was a dry cleaner. However, in Perry, Ellis ran a very clean dry cleaner. So what he was not, or she or the family was not doing was dumping their chemicals down into the crawl space. Thankfully, we proved it. But all of these things come at like a heck of a cost. And so the good part is it's not a super fun cleanup site. There's no leaching, none of these other things. But what we found is it's such bad shape, especially after the 2018 fire, that it was just not something. Vinnie Shirley, former mayor, another alumni, was kind enough to work with us, and she did have some insurance proceeds that she could only spend if she was going to fix up the building, which she was not. And so we had partnered with her, at least on this first, I guess on the first go around here, I'll call it, to help secure the building, stabilize the building, and then be able to do some of the demolition that nudgers do. I'm a big pusher, but they actually do a lot of the actual physical manual demolition and labor, which is important to help save money on these projects. So very much appreciate. We cannot do what we do without partnership with the city of Perry, without the state of Iowa, without the federal government in some respects, depending on what financial sources are out there. But we're hoping to breathe new life into this project and the help of Carla and Region 12. Looking over our shoulder.
Okay. Kirk Kavanaugh, Perry resident. I'm current president of the Netters. David, who you all know, he's our treasurer. Sherry Scheib is our secretary, and then Scott and Kristen Kaufman are board members.
And Michael, don't forget.
Yeah. That's all we know.
That's all.
And we also have Jay Patty still on board with us too. So, and he can. But the small group, we want to get bigger, but we're hoping to get this project through. We still own the building that we refurbished down where the Perry Chief used to be, which is now State Farm, and we do all of the maintenance and all of the super duties on that. So we stay busy, and it's all volunteer. We're happy to do it because we want them to grow and prosper. So thank you for your help on this.
Sounds good. It's exciting to see this particular project develop, especially when most or all of us know that building was really in poor shape before it started. Like you get that fire, it was a really selfish operation just to get it down. And it's that and all the other projects that the others have taken part in have really added to our economic development in downtown and redevelopment in downtown. And it's exciting to see it all take place. And as you indicated, we need more housing and help with that too. So really, as I see it, it's kind of twofold thing going on: downtown redevelopment and also more housing. It's great to see. Anything else for the public hearing?
I would like to. So our contractor partner cannot be here tonight, but Jason and Shelley Mark are a couple, and they own Rainbow International in Des Moines. Both headquartered here in Perry as well. In some of our other projects in the past, we had out of city contractors, and it was important to the members here that we always give our local contractors a bid. And they're not always able to handle or interested in handling a project of this magnitude or scope or interest in, timing. And so luckily Jason and Shelley were, and what you see here in the application is they are not only a partner as a contractor, but also home of the building. And And then they are interested in purchasing the building again. So which is fantastic. And there's some things obviously in the grant that they have to comply with, which is some of these low-income housing restrictions. Area is, yes, fortuitous that we also are in Dallas County. So our area median income is really high because the rest of our county is really wealthy. And so the good part is you have a really large renter pool of most applicants, and I've been kind of doing these things at terms here since 2015. We only have one applicant that would ever have been over that $45,000 area median income. I guess half during that time. So, which is good.
Thank you. Anything else for a public hearing?
Ours is in there.
I was in there.
Yes, we're very excited for the application. The application is the first week.
Thank you. Nothing else for the public hearing? Public hearing. Close it. We have another public hearing. Development block grant on highway development authority for a comprehensive neighborhood revitalization planning grant. The purpose of this public hearing is to bring citizens with grant funds, development activities, public comments to the city of Cary applying for a community development block grant Iowa Economic Development Authority to provide funds for comprehensive revitalization. Council will now receive public comment. Public hearing open.
Good evening. My name is Caleb from the Mid-Iowa Planning Alliance. I don't have the fanfare as the previous public hearing. This is just a planning study, so it's not as exciting, but it's incredibly important. So I'm just going to read what IEPA is having me read, and then I will do it. So this is for the comprehensive neighborhood planning revitalization. How are the needs and the activities I've identified, both for staff and through the public hearing? How are the proposed activities to be funded in the source? The local match of 25% is required, and the rest will come from the city. The date of the CBD application is submitted on or before October 30th. Request for the federal funds will request the full amount of $25,000. The estimated approximate portion of the funds for the community will be all the funds. That's important. The proposed activity will be, we're going to target Willis to south, and then first to fifth. Now, this is a conversation we have with staff. We have up to 200 households in it, commercial and residential. So we wanted to make sure that we get it. Done a lot of work downtown. We want to make sure. There will be no displacement for businesses or residential. And due to that, we will not need to assist people who are displaced. And the proposed activities are a planning study, as I said, Willis to south and first to fifth, in order to help the planning studies.
So this is just an overall scope.
Yeah, so it's a brand new program from IEPA, and they're really trying to focus on mid-sized communities to figure out how they can help and where funds can go and where they can. So this is the first step.
Sounds good. Any other comments or questions regarding this?
Is this seen as kind of a blank? One of the reasons?
No, and talking to them, it's not necessarily a white area, it's making sure that we can get two things. As many households as we can, those that are online, and then making sure we can get some of the as well. So I wouldn't necessarily identify with the white, they're not specific, but it's a little modern.
Any discussion? Anything we can do to Thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
There's no other comment. Public hearing. Public hearing closes at 6:25 p.m. We'll move on to old business. Resolution approving an application for a CD grant from IEDA for upper story housing conversion of 1306 Second Street. The city of Perry and Region 12 have been working with the debtors for a CDBG upper story housing conversion grant to IEDA. The grant would be for $536,467 to be used for rehabilitating the second floor apartments at 1306 Second Street. This action would authorize the city to apply and the mayor to sign all necessary documents for said application as detailed in the resolution. Need a motion, please?
I make a motion, pass resolution, approve an application for the CDBG from IEDA for upper story housing conversion at 1306 Second Street.
And I'll second that.
Further discussion on this grant?
I was gonna read it.
Any further discussion on what we got earlier, in addition to what we got earlier? If not, call the roll, please.
Mahler.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Bergman.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Klein. Yes.
Great, thank you. Next item, resolution authorizing the contracting with Region 12 to provide administrative service contingent upon the awarding of the CDBG from the IEDA for upper story housing conversion for 1306 Second Street. The city of Perry and Region 12 have been working with the vendors for a CDBG upper story housing conversion grant through the IEDA. This action would authorize an administrative service contract for Region 12 to serve as a grant administrator in the amount of $25,000 contingent upon the grant award. The people will be covered under that grant. Need a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass resolution authorizing the contracting with Region 12 to provide administrative services contingent upon the awarding of the from IEDA for an upper story housing conversion for
Discussion? Any discussion or questions? Okay. If not, call the roll, please.
Bergman.
yes.
Mahler. Oh, it's okay.
Oh, okay, yes.
Sorry. Mahler.
I'm still yes.
No, okay. Walling.
Yes.
Schott.
Yeah.
Klein.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda. Approval of pay application number 7 for phase 1 of the relocation of runway 1432nd. Pay application number 7 in the amount of $34,450.80 to Windhold Excavating LLC for phase relocation of runway 14 seconds has been received and signed by the engineer, which recommends.
I move that we, the application.
Discussion. You have words to share with us tonight.
So we're nearing completion of phase 1. We're back to a point where it's probably the last piece of phase 1. Probably will not happen. Yes. So that's what the project probably will do. Which will line up pretty well with the start of phase 2 and phase 3. Patrick has done a good job. We're doing some top floor actually.
Will that make the cement cost go up next year?
Our cement prices are locked in for a bit on
Unless it goes down.
Any questions from Matt? If not, call the roll, please.
Walling.
Yes.
Schott.
Yeah.
Bergman.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Klein.
Next item, approval of pay application Number 16 for the wastewater treatment facility improvements, pay application number 16, in the amount of $1,679,597.46 to Woodruff Construction for the construction of the wastewater treatment facility improvements. To date, total payments requested by the contractor is 48.3% of the total amount of work to be completed by the contract. All documents have been reviewed and signed by the engineer and are recommended for approval.
Make a motion. I make a motion to approve the pay application number 16 for the wastewater treatment facility improvements.
Second.
Discussion?
Are we gonna be able to work through the winter?
Well, that's what we're working hard on now. Conduit was kind of around the 5 focus, kind of to focus on those areas. As the building footings and slabs in. There are pieces that are already set, ready to work on for the winter, focusing on the areas that are susceptible to those temperatures, so we're trying to do that stuff right now. So a lot of concrete still going down. And some of the issues there, underneath the
Are we still on schedule pretty much right now?
I think we're pretty close. Maybe a little bit behind, but I don't think we're far yet. I think the winter time will be a little more. It sounds like the biggest week we're going to have to put in.
And there are concrete costs locked in for this year.
Any further discussion or this topic? Wastewater treatment facility? If not, call roll, please.
Muller.
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Berkman.
Yes.
Waller. Yes. Schott.
Yeah.
All right, next item. Approval of change order number 1 for the crack ceiling project. Change order number 1 is a balancing change order that includes a decrease of contract quantity by 3,676 linear feet at $1.85. The change order was reviewed and has been recommended for approval by the project engineer. The net decrease of this balancing change order is $6,800.60 with a final contract price of $40,749.40. Need a motion, please?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So this is again the project on the first of every year set aside a budget item for this. This year we're focused on concrete streets, a little bit of a different process between asphalt and concrete. So we're trying to keep those grouped together and focus this process out. So what you've got is balancing change order to get all work and also these kind all the way around for yourself.
They did a really nice job down through the hospital area. I was watching them, I think they were working down there. It's a job I would not want to have. Throwing all of those cracks, those poor guys that was hoping they had respirators.
I'm pretty sure they all covered it up.
The weather they got it done just in time. Any other discussion or questions related to the project? Okay, if not, call roll, please.
Waller. Yes. Berkman.
Yeah.
Muller.
Yes.
Schott.
Yeah.
Klein. Yes.
Next item, approval of pay request number 1 for 2022 crack ceiling project. Pay application number 1 in the amount of $40,749.40 to Parking Lot Specialties LLC for the 2022 DCC crack ceiling project. This is the final pay request for this project and releases the retaining. Work has been completed in accordance with the contract and all documents have been reviewed and signed by the engineer and are recommended for approval. Need a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass approval of pay request number 1 for the 2022 crack ceiling project.
Thank you. Discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Berkman,
Yes.
Waller, yes, Muller.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item. Resolution approving statement of completion and final acceptance for the 2022 PCC crack ceiling project. Project engineer Jacob Aaron's of Fulton, Maine has submitted the final acceptance and certificate of completion for the 2022 PCC crack ceiling project in accordance with the plans and specifications, and sets the final contract amount of $40,749.40. The project engineer recommends the acceptance of said work and issuance of the final acceptance and certificate of completion of the work under the conditions and guarantee of the contract. This resolution would accept the completion and final acceptance and authorize the mayor to sign all forms necessary to execute. The motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution of the statement of completion.
No,
Discussion? No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Klein, yes. Shaw.
Yes.
Berkman.
Yes.
Muller.
Yes.
Waller, yes.
Next item, resolution certifying the population of voluntarily annexed territories to the city of Perry pursuant to section 312.3 parens 4 of the Code of Iowa. The mayor and the city council must certify the population of the annexed territories as determined by the last certified federal census of the state of Iowa treasurer. Resolutions 041822A, B, C, approve the annexation of parcels 0213100001, 0213100004, 02114, 28009, 021330005, and 021330002. The territories have become part of the city of Perry, Iowa, Dallas County, upon acknowledgement received from the Secretary of State dated September 23rd, 2000. This resolution would certify the population for the annexed parcels and authorize the Iowa treasurer. The motion, please.
Make a motion to pass a resolution certifying the population of voluntary annexed territories in the city.
Discussion? We have not called the roll.
Muller.
Yes.
Waller. Yes. Berkman.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Klein, yes.
Moving on to, new business, approval of estimate 2311 for AccuJet to ensure the proper function of the city's sanitary collection system. The city of Perry performs routine cleaning. This estimate for $36,658.24 for zones 8 and 9 under the next phase of the cleaning rotation, and which falls under the budget projected amount of fiscal year 2023. During this routine cleaning process, certain issues or areas of concern can be brought to light. In such instances, those issues will be brought to the Public Works Department for additional approval. The motion, please.
I make a motion. Estimate.
Any discussion?
Good one.
It is. I think it's really helpful. If no further discussion, call the roll, please.
Waller. Yes. Klein, yes. Berkman.
Yes.
Muller.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution approving a site plan for Blue Jay Market. Near LLC submitted a site plan for 2810 North Blue Jay Market. The proposal would construct a second building to be a flex space. The planning commission recommended approval with contingencies as listed in the resolution and corresponding staff report. Take a motion, please.
Make a motion to pass resolution approving the site plan for the Blue Jay Market.
Second. Hey, Daniel, you want to get it on the private?
Yeah, certainly. So like the summary said, they're going to construct that second building. It met all the zoning parameters we needed to. However, there were some concerns underground. The footprint was going to go over a pretty interesting configuration of utility service lines. On top of that, this is the former location of some underground storage and petroleum products. The DNR has cleared the area for any contamination. One of the contingencies for approval from like possibility of environmental study pending DNR approval or opinion. I was able to speak to DNR today, and their opinion would be, so long as they go into this acknowledging that the possibility for contamination there, they don't need to take any additional parameters. Again, DNR has figured this years ago. There was nothing. That being said, those utility lines will still need to be reconfigured, and so if the building permit can be issued, they will need to get consent from utility companies, more or less saying that they are that reconfiguration. Last contingency, some of the parking spaces on the north part of the proposal require access from the driveway on the northern parcel, which is owned by NIR LLC. But in case that ownership should ever change, we would like to see port access, but never issued. So, two conditions they would have would be for the building permit, building companies sign off on it, and before a certificate of occupancy, which with those conditions, then
Just out of curiosity, what are their real plans for the commercial?
it'll be a rental area. So offices, storage, flexible use, similar to the ideas, but are much smaller.
Any other questions, Daniel? There's no other questions for Daniel. Thank you. We'll call roll, please.
Berkeley?
Yeah.
Muller?
Yes.
Wallace? Yes. Shaw?
Yeah.
Klein?
Now we have a second reading of the following ordinance, amending the Code of Iowa, ordinance amending the Code of Ordinance, Chapter 165, zoning regulations. Fair economic development requested a change of zoning on certain real estate owned by the organization for future expansion of the industrial park. This amendment would change the zoning district of said property from agriculture to light industrial. The Planning and Zoning Commission has held a public hearing on the matter and recommended approval of the amendment for their September 13, 2022 meeting. City Council also held a public matter during the October 3rd, 2022 regular council. The first reading was held October 3rd and was carried unanimously. And as I indicated, please.
Make a motion to pass ordinance amending the code. Ordinance chapter 165, zoning regulations, carried economically.
Any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Berkeley?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
Muller?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Klein? Yes.
We'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules of the third reading if you're so inclined.
I will do exactly that.
I'll second
Okay, we call the roll.
it. Wallace?
Yes.
Klein? Yes. Berkeley?
Yes.
Muller?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Now I think I need a motion to the third reading.
I make a motion that we accept. Other ordinance. Third reading.
Also.
Any discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Wallace?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Berkeley?
Yes.
Muller?
Yes.
Klein? Yes.
That is the third reading of this ordinance. Having no further business report, we are adjourned at 6:44 p.m.